What's going on, guys? Austin 22LR coming at you today. So what you'll see is I have some guns on the table and we're going to go through them pretty quickly. I don't want to take too much of your time today, but I'm making this video due to the fact of when I was getting into the PCSL competition aspect or two-gun competition aspect, I did a lot of research on YouTube. While while some of the research was helpful, about 90% of it was guys in jerseys saying that you needed to buy a $4,000 rifle or a $3,000 pistol to be competitive in the sport, and I don't think that's the case. I do agree that you need to buy some decent gear, some reliable gear, something that will hold up for a long period of time, but I don't think you need to go out and empty your bank accounts to go out and have a little fun with the PCSL. Where I would recommend starting is a basic AR-15 and a basic Glock pistol or Smith & Wesson pistol or even a SIG pistol if you want to stretch your budget out. And I have some examples right here with me. The first example is going to be what I would consider my basic AR-15. This is, right now you could probably go on like Powder State Armory and get the same setup for about $500 and throw a $100 red dot on it. And for 600 bucks, you would have the platform to go out and compete. Now, yes, you will need mags and ammo, but that's pretty much a given in this aspect. So for $600, this is all you need to go out and have fun, shoot stages, and you can actually be very competitive with this. Now, later in life, if you feel like something's holding you back on this platform, especially an AR platform, everything is swappable. So if you go out and you feel like the trigger's holding you back, you can go buy a Geisley trigger and put it in your AR, and that solves that issue. And you just upgrade as you go. And you're not dumping $3,500 on a SIG MPX that is not really going to do what you want to do at the end of the day. And if you start getting into like different high-end guns, they're not as compatible as your standard AR-15. Don't go buy a SCAR 308 to do PCSL. Not the gun for the job. Stick to AR-15 platform. You'll save a lot of money, you'll have a lot more fun, and you'll be able to upgrade it later. And I'll show you an example of what I would consider a upgraded rifle. Now, like I said, you got to start somewhere. I started on that base model back there, and this is what my next build was. Now, if you watched a video on this build, this gun sat in the drawer in pieces as I slowly added to it for the better half of a year and a half to 2 years. But what I did is I figured out exactly what I wanted on my next rifle. And I bought the stock I wanted. I bought the Geisley parts I wanted. I bought the ambi safety. I knew that I didn't like the low rise risers and burying my cheek in the stock, so I got the Unity riser that sits up really high. I use a chin weld. Then that's only something that you're going to learn if you start out on a base model and work your way up. Now, there is an argument that says, hey, if I buy a base model and I upgrade over time, I'm technically putting more money or I'm throwing away money because I'm taking off parts of my base rifle and I'm putting them in a drawer and I'm never using them again. Yes, but I think that knowing what you want in the end of the day is a better system than going out and buying, this setup right off the bat if it doesn't fit you. Because when you're throwing away these parts, you're throwing away, a $200 Unity riser that's going to sit in the, in the drawer versus a, $100 full sight that you'll repurpose later in life. So that would be considered like an upgraded little part of an AR. Start simple, work your way up. The pistol aspect that I would recommend, now this is a older pistol that I got. This was a gift from my family when I got my Eagle Scout. As you can see, this thing has been well worn and torn. Shot, I can't even tell you how many thousands of rounds through this gun. But this is what I started out with. You notice it doesn't have any optics cuts, it just has iron sights. And if you have something in your house that matches what you see here, this is a Glock 17 Gen 4. The only cool thing about it is a OD green slide and a Streamlight TRL1. This is all you need to go out there and shoot. Shoot 3 or 4 matches, and then you'll start realizing, hey, I need to upgrade or whatnot. The one thing I will say, if you are going out to buy like a Glock pistol or Smith & Wesson M&P or a SIG, Legion or whatever, just make sure it's milled for a red dot. because I will almost put money on it that in the next 6 months, if you continue to shoot these competitions, you will put a red dot on the back of your pistol. But this is sufficient to go out and run your first 5, 6 plus matches and be competitive and learn the sport, learn the rules, and just really have fun. You're not going out there on your first trip to win. There's very, very few, if any, people that go to their first competition and actually, you know, hit the #1 spot. I'm sure it's happened. I haven't heard of it, so don't put that pressure on yourself on your first match. Go to your first match with an open mind and just enjoy the people around you and just have fun shooting guns on a Saturday or Sunday or whenever your match is. The basic holster setup I would highly recommend, a Safariland duty type holster. Now, I recommend getting one again. So this is the one I started out with. If you notice, it is not cut for an optic. If you go out and you buy a Safariland holster for your first time, make sure it's cut for an optic. Usually anything in the RMR footprint, so that way when you upgrade your optic, it will also fit in the holster. Don't go out and buy a, I don't want to name drop, but don't go out and buy a Kydex holster that holds everything in by friction lock and expect to come out to these competitions and run around really fast and the gun not fall out. I have a whole video of how I got to drive 2 hours to a match, shoot 15 seconds, didn't even finish my first stage because I had a holstered loaded pistol and I was running back with my rifle and the gun fell out of a Kydex Pancake custom made holster for that gun and that light setup. Buy a Safariland, make sure that it has the red dot cut for your later in life endeavors when you do put a red dot on it, because I would almost guarantee a red dot's going to find its way on that pistol. So just like with the rifle, I'll show you some upgrades that you're most likely going to do in the next 6 months. You are going to put a red dot on it. You can say what you want to say. I say master your iron sights first and then put a red dot on it, but if you're shooting handguns, chances are you're an adult, make your own decision on that. I went with a 507 comp through Holosun as my red dot, and I honestly think it is the best red dot for competition aspect, but I would not use this in a tough environment. They have been known to break the glass pretty easily, but that's why it says comp on the side and not duty. I went with a Surefire Turbo X300 on the front of it. Now, I'll tell you straight up, this light is overkill. It is not worth the $300 I got invested in it. Go buy you a Streamlight TRL1, throw it on the front, and it does just as good. The only reason I got this one is because I thought it looked cool. And the last upgrade that I have on this weapon is the Talon grips. $20 grip tape that goes around, is custom fit. Can't beat it. This is where I would stop my competition endeavors. I don't want to mess with my trigger. I don't want to make the gun unreliable. And even for the competition aspect, you can knock out the sights and just run a red dot. But if you are looking at the sights I have on here, they are Code Witness Trijicon sights. They run about 150 bucks. So hopefully that sheds some light. Oh, sorry. And the holster that you see is just another Safariland. It's actually an old duty holster that I found somewhere, and you can see I just wrapped over where the hood goes. I just took the hood off, and now all I have is a thumb lock for the pistol to go, and I wrapped it in $20 sheet of Cordura off of Amazon and put the attachment system for my belt. As you can see, there's no staccatos, there's no JP rifle sitting on the table, and I go out and I have a wonderful time. Don't let all these YouTube videos, especially people that are pushing products on you, like products like that, not your normal person can afford. A normal person can't afford to go out and spend $6,000 on a rifle setup. So just go out to these competitions with an open mind, run what you have. Whatever you bring is going to be perfect. With that being said, I don't want to ramble on. You'll have a great day, and please, if you see anything in the comments or you disagree or you do agree with me on these, just let me know. Make sure I'm pushing out the right content to the right people. Last thing I want to do is be misleading people with my content that is designed strictly to help. Y'all have a wonderful day, and if y'all need anything, I'll catch y'all on the next video. See ya.